I'm just gonna become a stripper.
Me, I drink pine and ginger. And want me for wine, but nothing I'm gonna play that. And I drink pine and ginger. And want me for wine, but.
Okay, so yesterday I tried to film this like twice. Well, there were two different videos. One was supposed to be a get ready with me, a little chit chat thing, you know what I mean? But that ended up being a complete and utter failure. So I thought, we ain't gonna do that one. And then I thought maybe just stick with my original video, which is of course this story time about how I lost all my work. When I was filming it, first of all, the lighting was too orange. I was sweaty. I mean, I probably look really sweaty right now anyways. I was just so mad and frustrated because throughout the whole day, there's just little mishaps here and there, like my tripod acting up. I was rushing against the light. I just losing my patience. I was just losing my patience, and you can tell in my face, I was just pissed. I was just pissed. I mean, like I'll even insert here like some of just the frustration I was going through. I woke up today, I just thought, you know what, we're gonna be positive, okay? We're gonna be positive about things. We're gonna try again. Yes, yesterday was a bit faulty. Yes, it got on our nerves, but we're not gonna let that defeat us. No, sir, not today. So here it is, the story about the time I lost all my work, all my dissertation work, 2 weeks before the due date, and practically panicked and tried to contemplate what I was gonna do with the rest of my life. So I studied BA journalism at Staffordshire University at Stoke-on-Trent. For our final year project in third year, let me further explain this. In the UK, most courses are on average 3 years. And of course, in your third year, you do a dissertation, which is usually worth like about 70% of your overall grade. And that also affects, of course, your second and first year grade. So it's a pretty big deal. So usually for other courses, it's a huge essay regarding their subject from the most part. Unless, of course, you're in more of a creative field, then if it's like with film or art, it might be slightly different. For my course, since I did, main journalism, which covered mainly both, of course, the news aspect and magazine news aspects, there is a difference. If you want a video about, the different courses that you can take in journalism, if that's what you're interested in, let me know in the comments down below. I can help you out. For myself, since I decided to go branch off into more of the magazine journalism side, because I just felt as if it fit more of my writing style, because I took English language, which involved a lot of creative writing for so long, to like put that off and, of course, be more of like the who, what, when, where, and why, and just keeping it plain without adding a bit of my personality, which is what you do with mainly like the office newsroom kind of thing. It wasn't for me. So as my final year project, we had two decisions of either, of course, a bunch of newspaper clippings, and of course you have to write an essay and stuff about it behind it, but newspaper clippings of different articles that you've written, or you can create a magazine from scratch. So guess what your girl did? So for my magazine, I thought, okay, I'll just do what I did second year. In second year, I had the opportunity, of course, all of us did. We had the opportunity to at least practice what it would be like putting a magazine together, so we understand, one, what the magazine business is like, two, what it entails, and what you should really expect when putting a magazine together. It's not just a bunch of pictures and words. At times, it can be theme-based. There are different types of magazines, if it's for a niche audience, if it's business to business, such things. And then when we made it, it could have been, we could use images from the internet, we can use even articles from there, just as long as we redecorated it to make it look how we wanted it to. We also had to have like a pitch presentation. Yeah, it was pretty fun. I pretty much enjoyed it. I mean, I made mine based off of more so culture based and fashion. So more so like ID magazine, like those kind of magazines were kind of like my inspiration. Might as well do that third year for my dissertation. Why not? It's gonna be so easy. Already, like, through the process, at first it was great. It was all hunky-dory. I was just saying, like, okay, I want to do this, that. Planning it was fine. That was the good part. That was the fun part. After that, many breakdowns had followed. I just thought, okay, this is gonna be a very easy project. I already knew what images I wanted, the articles I wanted to write, how I wanted it to look, the theme that I wanted it to have, you know. I thought, you know, I want it to be like fashion culture based, but when I talk about the fashion, I talk about more so the history and the culture behind it and the people behind it and how it affects everybody and the history that it's made, like, you know, traditional wedding dresses around the world, how to dress for Afropunk, because not many people know about Afropunk. I mean, think of like Coachella, but black. Like black hippie Afro aesthetic. Like it's gorgeous. I'm doing a terrible job explaining it. It's like, okay, so you can't really explain it, but you want to put it in a magazine. How does that add up? I also want to tackle some serious topics. One of my articles was I am not a fetish, because I really want to do this thing where it's like I wanted to talk to different females, even though I probably should have also expanded it to males. I just didn't know if they'd be open to talking about it, but like where if people have ever felt fetishized in the dating world based on their skin, black, Asian, white. There's been moments where we have all most definitely felt fetishized for our skin, and I also wanted to know, was it the same for white women, was it Asian women? And you know, it was a little tough, you know, rounding up the articles for it, but I managed to get decent enough content. Another area when it came to problems is, of course, the pictures. This time, the pictures we had to source ourselves, actually take them ourselves. You could use a image here and there from the internet that was, you know, free of license, where you can reuse it and resize it, retouch it. And of course, you have to name your resource, where you got it from, and so that way, like, you know, in your, what's it, bibliography? The little thing at the end where you list all your resources. But of course, they would prefer for you to have mostly your own images. And then you create it all on InDesign. Putting everything together. Boom, boom. When it came to taking the pictures, of course, I thought, you know, let me hire a camera, because I don't have no DSLR, no Canon, no nothing. I don't. I mean, your girl's kind of bubbling on a budget here at university, like, you know. We mainly use the software InDesign to put together our magazine. The third, the fourth, the fifth. But another huge problem was the fact that with the InDesign software that was in the newsroom, where the journalism students were, was different from the one that was in the library. The one in the library, I think, was the older version, because a lot of the fonts and layout designs that we wanted, that you could access using the ones in the newsroom, you couldn't get in the library, okay? And the newsroom's not open 24/7, but the library is. However, there's no point in me working there if I can't see what I did in the newsroom, because it's gonna look completely different, the font and everything. So that was a little bit frustrating. But thankfully, you know, babe, hello, how you doing? I managed to download the software, the same version of the software of InDesign, onto his Mac, so that way I can work using his Mac at times when I say want to work later in the evening, and of course need access to the right fonts and, you know, creative tabs and all that, like, you know. So thanks again, bye. Here is when the this was the blow up of all blow ups. Like, already I had my meltdowns and my crying sessions. Like, just to let you know, FYI, if you're going to uni and you have not had a mental breakdown at least twice within one term while doing your work, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. There is no way that you're going through this easy breezy, unless of course you're just a gifted genius and whatever, life is easy for you. And unless you're a gifted genius, there's no way you have like not broken down. We've all had those moments where it's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna become a stripper. I'm gonna make it clap for them bills, because it's just too much at times. It's just too much. But of course, we end up picking ourselves back up, and we're just like, you know what? God would not have put us here for no reason. We're gonna do this, okay? I've invested too much time and too many tears for me to give up, so we're gonna keep pushing. So it came to, like, you know, close to the deadline, like 2 weeks before, and before I hadn't put any of my articles up on my InDesign software, which I had saved in a separate area. This is very important. But I hadn't put them up yet because I wanted to make sure that they're, you know, I didn't have to tweak them when I upload them, or, you know, any grammar mistakes. Just spelling and grammar was the main thing. I wanted to check it, make sure the flow of it was right, and again, the fact checking that, you know, the way, in the order that I wanted it, it would work. At my boyfriend's place, because I had just finished using the InDesign software on his Macs, and I was like, okay, I'm good, I'm done. He needs to do his coding. Let me go ahead and make sure that these articles are good. You know, one last checkup, you know what I mean? Just check. It's better to be safe than be sorry. So there I was just typing away, you know? Just a little type. And I don't know what it was or what I was doing, because I was sitting on the bed. You know when you sit on the bed with your legs up, laptop on the lap? I know already some people are judging me like, see, that's your first mistake. I know, all right? So I was just sitting there, you know, typing away. And then I had turned over to the side. I think I was checking my phone or something. Either way, I know I just quickly turned to the side and I looked back. Tell me why. When I turned back to the screen, all I saw was code. Straight code. I didn't know what it was or what it was saying. And I was just there like, I genuinely thought I had accidentally somehow opened like my man's work or something that he may have been practicing on his laptop. Like, I don't know. I was just there like, oh, like, let me get out of that. Let me just, you know, go back to my work. I don't know what this is. I wasn't freaking out because I just thought, okay, that's not my stuff. I accidentally opened something. Let me close it before I touch anything else and destroy whatever he had been working on. So I'll go back to my work. I will click onto my USB and open the files. Tell me why I can't even read what name is which. The names of the files are in code. And I'm just like, wait, what? What's this? Something must have accidentally, you know, saved itself on my USB. What is this? Click on it. Straight code. Straight code. And I was just there like, okay. No, this is clearly a little misunderstanding. Like, I clearly just, no, it's fine. No. I clearly just opened one of my man's work. Something just must have saved on there, but it's probably just, it's probably nothing. Let me just eject my USB and put it right back in. So I did exactly that. Eject the USB, you know, properly, and take it out, you know what I'm saying? I looked at it because I had a problem with the past USB. That USB bent. However, it didn't break and my work was not destroyed. But I did realize that in order for it to be registered to be fully plugged in, I had to hold it a little bit. So that's when I bought this USB, this one right now, that I, you know, decided to do the dance or whatever. So with that one that had bent, I thought, okay, let me buy the new USB, the one that I'm talking about now, and transfer all my work. So I just said like, you know, there's nothing wrong. Like I had this like, you know what I'm saying? So when I was looking at it, it looked fine. It looked perfectly fine. It wasn't bent. It wasn't opening anywhere. It was all holding together. So then I put the USB back in. Tell me why I still didn't see my work. Have you ever had like that silent panic? Like, have you ever been so in shock that you can't even scream, like you can't even react? You're just busy sitting there like, I kid you not. I couldn't speak. I couldn't even scream. I didn't know how to react. I was just staring at it. I ejected it once or twice, like I think 2 more times, and I even turned the computer on and off. I don't know why I thought, you know, doing that is going to somehow save the work on the USB that's ejected from it. And I was like, oh, okay. Something's missing. I was still composed. Like on the outside, I was still like, but on the inside, I was just like, however though, I thought, let me not freak out too much. Let me not jump to conclusions. Like, God is best in so many ways. Like, I'm dating a coder. You know, he can probably fix it. Babe can fix it. Hey baby. So I showed him my laptop and I was like, I don't know what, like I was explaining to him, like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what, like, it's not bent. It didn't come out. I don't know why, but it's just showing me that my USB is like somewhat corrupted. Like there's something wrong. It's like, it's just showing me that, you know, my work is there, but not there. So can you please help me out here? So okay, it's okay. Yeah, sure, I'll try. Like, hopefully your USB isn't corrupted or anything like that. And I'm just there like, oh, please no. Already. With that whole year, like 3rd gen itself, like it was doing the dance. Like it really was. It was a little bit much. It was just too much because there's just certain people and certain things that were just happening, and I was just like, I cannot be bothered dealing with all this stuff. And like, this is my break. This right here is what's going on. Like, I need this to graduate. Like, I'm not standing here for nobody. I want. Me and my homegirl, we made a pact. Was like, we leaving. I don't have any reason for that I have to stay any longer. Like, I'm not repeating nothing. This is a one-time deal. Like, there's no option of failure. What you mean? So I'm busy sitting there at the edge of the bed, rocking back and forth like a crazy person, because I was just standing like, no. I was telling myself to keep calm so hard. I was really trying to hold it together. Like, I was really trying to hold it together. Basically, hey, he turns around, starts walking to me slowly, had this look of despair on his face, and I was just there like, don't look at me like that. Don't have that look on your face. What you mean? This means that there's something really wrong that you cannot fix. What you mean? What you mean? You need to fix this. Please fix this for me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I've tried to get your work back. Like, I think your work is corrupt. I think it's gone. Like, you might have to do it all over again. I'm so sorry. And I kid you not. I kid you not. Instant tears. Instant. I didn't say nothing. I was holding the laptop in my hands, and I was just feeling like, I just burst into tears. Like, I couldn't. I didn't want to believe it. It took literally a second to register that I could literally be failing my third year all because I lost my work. Not even my fault. And that the fact that I might have to stay on a little bit longer or have to repeat. The fact that was even a thought in my mind to like calling up the parents and saying like, you know what, I'm sorry, I'm not graduating at the same time as everybody else. I lost all my work. I know, I'm so sorry. Like, that phone call does not exist in an African household. Like, African household, you go to school and you graduate. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There's no in between. Either you're in or you're out. Okay? Do your work. My fellow brothers and sisters out there know what I'm talking about. Like, we know that with education, you do not mess around with African parents, because they'll be sending you back. They'll be sending you all the way back. It doesn't matter how grown you are. It does not matter. I am 22 years old, but best believe as a grown adult, I'm still afraid of an ass whooping from my parents. I'm not about to play those games. So I just thought to myself, like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna tell my parents? Everything. All that was running through my mind while I was just bawling my eyes out. Like, I felt as if my life flashed before my eyes. I literally saw it flash before my eyes, because I'm like, my parents gonna kill me. They're gonna kill me. Oh my gosh. They're like, how can you let this happen? How can you? Because it doesn't matter if it was everything else. It was your fault. It was your fault. My baby. He was so like shocked by like my reaction, because it's just like, he's never seen me just boom, instant tears just happen like that. Like, I think he just panicked. He's like, okay, I'll fix it. I'll try one more time. Just relax. Sit down, relax. I kid you not, I didn't even hear what he was saying most of the time, because he says other things, but all I know is that he was just saying like, I'll fix it, I'll try to fix it. And then I'm just there like giving him the laptop. I like, like I couldn't function. And I kid you not, I was like, nah, that one cried. I literally just got up, walked around, boom, dropped to my knees, started praying to the Lord. Lord, please don't let this be. Please don't let this be. The devil is a lie. I know you would not have put me in this position for me to go home without an education, for me to go home without my degree. I was praying so hard. I was praying that, Lord God, please, in Jesus' name, but you just work through my hands right now, work through his hands, but he put his skills that he's learned at this university to work, to bring back my work. God, please. I mean, like, seriously, what would you do? The amount of articles, like, the amount that I wrote, because I forgot like how many pages the magazine were, but basically it's that along with like a whole little mini essay about it and all this, like, it's that traumatizing. I can barely remember what I had to even do. But And like, what would you do in that situation? You lost all your work. Like, a whole dissertation gone. Like, on average, dissertations are like what, 10,000 plus words at times? Yeah, not even 10,000. Is it 10,000? It's way more than that. It's definitely up in that area, but like, it's a lot. Like, all those words, and you just say like, bye, see ya. I could not, and I kid you not, won't he do it? The minute I finished praying, they turned around and it's just like, I managed to get the videos back. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I don't know if you know this, but if you're able to get videos back after they get deleted or erased, that in itself is a miracle. Because I bet you anytime, like say if you've recorded something on your camera or like even use iMovie on your phone or something like that, and once a video is gone, it's gone. Like, it's very hard to get that stuff back. Like, if something becomes corrupted, like your USB or SD card or anything like that, best believe that once the video is gone, it's gone. So the videos that I had done for my past news articles, he managed to get back, and I was like, and I was like, wait, like, you could not believe the joy that I felt in that moment. I was like, yes, all right. Started doing like little church things. Then shortly after, he managed to get all my work back. Of course, I had to rename it, and because they like started using like, of course, the first sentence as the title or something like that. I had to go through it, rename it, and resave it, and all that. But I was happy. I was so happy. My work came back, and I was like, thank you, Jesus, thank you, God. So I literally sat there, renaming each file. Then I went onto Dropbox and I uploaded every single one of them onto Dropbox. If you do not have a Dropbox while you're in uni to save your work online, like honestly, Dropbox, shout out to you, not sponsored, but you should. Literally, you need to save your work onto Dropbox. Like, as much as you have USB to it, use Dropbox. It was such a lifesaver, because also the fact that not only can you want to save your work onto there, if you choose to update it, you can also update it on Dropbox and it will automatically save. But it's just an extra backup to have, a good backup to have when it comes to your work, and making sure that it's secure, and at least that way you can hold them liable if they lose all your stuff. You know what I'm saying? They may as well like pay you the money for all the money that you spent at college. Well, at least in the UK, it's usually paid for by the government, so. But yes, I did that, and then I saved it onto Dropbox, and then I made sure to save it on the computer. And I just looked at that USB and I tossed it to the side of the room, and I was like, no more, because this is like the fact that I had 2 like USB mishaps in the span of like what, 3 months. I was like, no, not today, not anymore. I just cannot and will not. So your girl managed to finish her work, yes, you know what I'm saying? Those all-nighters and breakdowns and all that hard work, blood, sweat, and tears was worth it at the end of the day. And I managed to, of course, hand it in. That day when I handed in that dissertation, when I say the weight on my chest just evaporated. I could breathe again. I felt like I was free. Like when I went outside, out of the library, I felt like I'm actually outside. I'm free. I can see the world in a whole new light, because when you're in there, you get that tunnel vision of just work, work, work. Everywhere you look, it's just work, 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 work. Like, you know those moments where it's like, I know I've had those kind of moments where I just felt as if I was like slowly like losing my mind, because I'm laying there in bed and I'm just thinking about, I'm busy planning my day out for like, okay, I still need to do this, I still need to do that, I'm gonna change this, I'm gonna change that, I'm gonna go to the library at this time, go to bed. The last thing you're thinking about is your work. When you wake up, the first thing you're thinking about is your work. So when I finally handed that in, your girl was free. And of course, after that, you know, waiting for the assessment time and that break time, when my results came back about whether or not I graduated, best believe your girl did with a 2-1. Yes. I graduated with 2-1. I was so happy for myself, and also on graduation day, it was just beautiful. It was absolutely awesome. I was so happy. I was so proud of myself, and I was so happy to see like the reaction from my parents. I know that my education is not for them, but at the same time, it's like if I want to go in the path that I want to, at least be good at it. And I was just so happy for that smile on my face. So based on my experience, I just thought I'll give you some quick tips and how to not end up like me, okay? Just don't be me. Number one, get yourself a Dropbox. Like I said, get yourself a Dropbox. Do not trust a USB, okay? 2, if you have a USB, I hope you have a backup USB. If you're choosing to rely on them, have a backup USB that you literally leave in your room, that is just not exposed to any other environment or anything like that, that it's just some weird sacred box. Like, you don't let nothing happen to it. And number 3, also make sure that you also save it to your computer in itself. So you just have those levels of backups. And it's also probably good if you have like the proper big external hard drive, you know what I'm saying? Or like, you know, big external, like, yeah, it's a hard drive, right? Other than the USB that you can also save your work on, the bigger ones. I mean, I did have it saved on the USB, and then I don't know why I didn't, like, I only saved like the InDesign work on Dropbox, but I didn't save the articles for whatever reason. And to all of those who have just handed in their dissertation, congratulations. I hope you all are celebrating, you know, popping bottles, having a little drink or two, because you deserve it. Because after all that work, best believe you deserve it. And for those who still are about to hand in their dissertation, and for those going into it next year, keep pushing, keep pushing. It's gonna be worth it in the end. I know it's a bit of a struggle now. I know it's a pain, but it's worth it when you push through, because I think you believe that you deserve it more because of the effort that you put in. And that's the most rewarding feeling that you can ever have. So that is it for my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a comment down below any uni horror stories that you had in terms of your work, people that you lived with, just in general. A uni horror story that just made you think, like, is it really all worth it in the end? Please leave a comment down below. I would love to hear your stories, because I know I'm not the only one that went through some shenanigans, because I haven't done a lot about the uni stories. And if you want to know about that, you best leave a comment down below, because, you know, stuff are pretty juicy. You can follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. I'll leave those links right here, or down below, but I'll leave the names right here. I hope to see you in my next video. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Like, join the fam. Like, I'm telling you, there's gonna be so much more, so much more. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.